one of our goals is to include and incorporate members that are Wycomico County firefighters to be on this team. So with that being said, time for your input. Any officers up here have anything they'd like to say? The first question is, I know they're out there.
I feel that there's a lot of highly trained firefighters there in special operations through all of our departments. And a lot of the county departments are unable at this point to use their training in certain instances in their own districts. And that's one thing that kind of got us started to start this, so that we can utilize the resources in our department more than what we were previously doing. And we feel that's the way throughout the county. We'd like to see the resources, and when I say resources, highly trained firefighters in special operations, so that when an incident happens in this county, like in Willers, West Side, or wherever, we all can come together and work together as one. And that's our ultimate goal. Because when something happens in this county, whether it's man-made or natural disaster, it's going to take all of us, and we need to be prepared for it. And we're just trying to make this county better prepared.
Chief.
Yeah, you know, you realize that a number of years ago, we met with the city and county attorneys to address the liability issue of having members from outside our department to come in and be a part of our team. How have you guys addressed that with your attorney, or have you addressed it yet? Because we were never able to get an answer, and as you're aware, I've mentioned that repeatedly at numerous chief association meetings to try to get some resolution to that issue.
Are you saying with other county fire departments, us operating the city of Salisbury, or our special operations team, including other volunteers?
I think Chief White will recall the issue was that there were a number of members from other county fire departments that wanted to function with the city's team when we were called to events, and we wanted that to happen. The issue arose was the liability issue of who's responsible for that person's medical physicals, assurance that they're trained at the appropriate level, how are they alerted, how do they respond to the scene, and we couldn't get the two entities' attorneys to really come to some middle ground so that we in the field could get the help that we needed, whether it was we helping you or you helping us. My question was, I saw and you mentioned that your desire is that members of other fire departments function with your team and I'm going to assume that you want them to function as team members. And what I'd be interested in is how have you addressed that liability question, I guess, so that there is no concern about that, or has it been addressed yet?
Yes, it has been addressed. I spoke with the county attorney. I've also spoke with the lady who handles Wycomico County volunteer firefighters workers' compensation insurance, in case anyone is hurt at any type of fire scene, whether it be in their department or if they're assisting a mutual aid company. They're in the process of getting IWIT, the company that writes the county insurance, to outline it and actually hand me papers stating, in which she said herself on the phone, that as long as they're a Wycomico County volunteer firefighter on any kind of fire department active role, that they can operate as part of a team within Wycomico County.
I'd be interested in getting a copy of that document when you get it.
Right. All right.
We have asked both, in fact, I've asked both the city and had the question posed to the county attorney on various occasions, and he can't seem to get the two to iron out the differences, whatever they are, whatever they may be, with regard to that.
Well, we've not taken it as far as us being involved in the city fire department. We've taken it on a county level.
Yeah.
And as long as individuals are dispatched to respond and they are Wycomico County volunteer firefighters, they are covered.
See, we couldn't even get that much from.
Well, and as soon as I have that in paper, that's what we're going to move forward with.
I'd be interested in getting that in writing and
Okay.
share that with us. Because it's my desire that we have county firefighters who are trained and meet the medical physical requirements to come operate in our city's team too, because we may be the biggest department and the busiest, but we certainly don't have all the resources that we need to handle all those, the possibility of those events that may occur. So that's, you know, thank goodness we do have the mutual aid system in place, so.
And we don't, to my, it was over what, like 10 years ago probably?
It's not been quite, I'm gonna guess maybe 99,
Okay.
98, 99, when it was still at 2, and we were just starting to get into the, putting the vehicle together.
And to be honest, with this county growing and the level of training that individuals are taking, we don't want it to take 10 years for us to have a county-wide team.
I would agree.
Any other questions?
Right, TC brings up an interesting point though. The hazmat stuff is the medical records and physical records are required. Now, are you gonna take care of that as the team captain and the base, per se, and keep up with that? Or, you know, if I have Joe firefighter on the scene, or in our fire company that hears you dispatch for special operations, and they show up on your scene, are you gonna allow them to participate? Or are you gonna make sure you have their records on file?
Initially, with our team, we have certain requirements that you have to have, and granted, every fire department doesn't have the money that it takes to get each person in their department to have that technician, the physical. However, with our department, we're having to go raise that money to fund them to go get physicals. And our safety, as you see in the plan, the safety section, of special operations team, will be in charge of handling everyone's hazmat physical. When this expands and grows to be part of the Parsonsburg Special Operations Team, you will have to produce training records, you will have to produce a letter from your physician stating that you are capable of handling this, and also your hazmat physicals will have to be kept on file.
Who's gonna fund those systems?
Well, this brochure you see here,
I can guarantee you the two to my, no disrespect, Mr. Oliver, Ms. Bartlett, but the county council, every time you go to them for money, you go to the county executive, and they're saying, our hands are tied, we're giving you what we can give you.
Tuesday, January 30th, 2007, this brochure is presented to County Executive Mr. Rick Pilot Jr., requesting funding for the Parsonsburg Special Operations Team. There's a timeline in here that we've laid out for him of where we want it to be. And January this year, we want to present to Cook County for additional funding. There's no reason why our county can't fund it. Of course, it's going to be us going in there, sticking together, and fighting for it. Our department, we're raising the money to send our guys for their hazmat physicals. That's how we're doing it right now. Eventually, in the next month, Mr. Pilot's not here tonight, he was invited. We will be going to, I don't want to say it's not even a month, because we want to meet back with everyone after you take some information back to your departments on February 18th again to discuss before the budget is presented to the county council. That
Budget has to be submitted by the 22nd of February, and we'll meet with the executive and following that, we'll meet with the county council.
and we're putting money in for that.
That's the county.
Countywide. Basically, to be able to operate at a minimum level to allow us to have the equipment that we need to be funded, to purchase equipment, to do training. For us to get started, as you can tell, it took us a little over $50,000. And that's just for us to have the equipment. Training is very expensive. Just for 4 of us to go to FDIC, it's going to cost a training conference. It's going to cost us a little close to $4,000. Aside from that, training, specialized classes for trainer, those are a couple $1,000s a piece. So it's a hefty cost, but to get started, up and running, have everything you need. The budget that was presented to him for us to get started, including all that training to buy the excursion, lettering, decals, lighting, coveralls, helmets, boots, all that we had priced at approximately $90,000. And as you can tell, probably about $53,000 Parsonsburg we raised on our end. going to get donations from different businesses. The chicken barbecue, the deck doing